I mean, Rath said something very interesting. He doesn't remember whether he is the personality of the stone or if it's his personality that took over the stone's capability. And it makes sense that he was the most wrathful. So I'm guessing every philosopher's stone has its own dominant personality. Cheeky, you came here. The punishment is kisses. You smell like a dog. I gotta give you a bath. She smells like a dog. She smells like a dog. I know that's like ridiculous, but like she has a dog smell now. She needs a bath. She usually smells like shampoo. And I sometimes use dog shampoo, but I sometimes use human shampoo to, you know, make her fur nice, soft, and silky, and then I comb it and all that good shit. But she smells like dog. She's gone out to the beach like 2-3 times and all that shit, so she smells like a dog now. Girl needs a bath. Alright, let's watch episode 29 of Fullmetal Alchemist, Struggle of the Fool, while I drink my miso soup. See, my whole belief is that you can judge the character of an individual. Oh, whoops, thank you for reminding me. That you can judge the character of an individual by how they treat not only people, but creatures that can do nothing for them in return. A simple example of that would be, don't focus on how your date treats you. Focus on how they treat the waiter or waitress. Because that's how they'll basically treat someone or yourself when you can't do anything for them. That's why these homunculi are dicks, because they treat people that are not of utility as expendable. That's why they're dicks. They're not nice people. Now, don't get me wrong. I am also a dick. But I won't treat innocent people badly. If you're a bad person, however, I am well within my right to treat you like the scum that you are. But if you're innocent and you haven't done anything to anyone, that's not cool. Because, I mean, you didn't do anything to deserve that. So, you know. What about a bad person trying to change? It depends on intent and their action. But it would really depend on a case to case. You know? It's one of those things. You gotta go with your gut instinct. Alright, let's continue.
Hey, where are you taking us?
Just get in.
Hey, Envy, you haven't fulfilled your end of the bargain, you slut. Why did you have
This
to...
looks like...
Dick?
It's Central Command. We were right below it.
There's a fucking express elevator. There's a fucking express elevator. I mean, that's just the cherry on top.
Hey! You guys are plastered with filth.
I mean, that's just the cherry on
They've been there
top.
this whole time. I never would have guessed they were beneath the command center.
So maybe it's not just the Fuhrer. The entire military might be involved.
You think?
But hey, there is some good news in all of this.
You saw it? My body's still in there?
It is. I tried to reach out for it, but it said that it couldn't go with me, since I wasn't its soul.
My body. It still exists. Yes. Yes.
Yes!
But if the soul can be separated from the body, and only the correct corresponding soul can go in your body, does that not mean that the soul can be immortal? So you really shouldn't be so connected to your body. You need to be a little more flexible than that. Because, I mean, you're not the body, you're the soul in the body. The same way that we are not actually this body, we're the fucking brain in here. I know it's a mind fuck, but you are not this. You are literally this thing in here. Mind fuck, isn't it?
And now that we know it's there, we're one step closer to getting it back. Al, what's that weird little cat doing in here?
That's a panda.
Well, you know that little girl?
Are you serious? She's inside your armor?
Brother, stop yelling! And while you're at it, will you put on some pants?
Hey, what's the holdup? Get a move on!
It's a penis! So let me get this straight. Envy is responsible for the deaths of millions of people, but is scared of a penis. I mean, really? Really? That was your breaking point? I mean, I'm kind of disappointed.
Jeez, Al, did you really have to bring her along with us?
What else was I supposed to do? She's hurt pretty bad.
Hey! Wrath will take over babysitting you now. Right this way.
I mean, what the fuck are they gonna do? Leave the country? Where are they gonna go?
Wrath?
Well, this is fucking awkward. Everyone's gonna sit down and discuss shit over tea and biscuits. I mean, this is one fucking dysfunctional family, but at least they get tea. I mean, all I got was being beaten to within an inch of my life, and I didn't even get tea. All things considered, this is not that bad.
Wrath? Is Fuhrer King Bradley?
Ugh! You know what? You know what really upsets me? Back in those days, they actually had teacups that had a little thing that would hold your mustache, so you wouldn't get your mustache wet when drinking tea or coffee. Fuhrer Bradley, who has a glorious mustache, mind you, is not using one such mustache holder. Whoever designed this anime never had a mustache. Just saying. Don't ask me how I know this.
Wrath? Is Fuhrer King Bradley? Colonel?
Well, this is
What's
awkward.
going on?
Where should I begin? Fury's been shipped south, Fallman's been sent up north, and Breda's been reassigned to the west.
So, who's in the east?
Lieutenant Hawkeye is now a personal assistant to the Fuhrer.
What the hell is this? They're practically holding them hostage.
Really? So that whole conversation you had about your girlfriend being close to the Fuhrer, you didn't realize that was an interrogation disguised as a friendly conversation. Son of bitch.
Go ahead and take a seat.
The guards left us alone. There are 3 of us and only 1 of him.
I don't think the odds are in your favor even with those numbers.
He's only got 1 sword with him.
I love their assessment of this situation.
So he's that confident he could take us all at once.
Fuhrer? So what was that in the hospital that day, when you came to visit me? You really had us going, didn't you?
I don't recall lying. I instructed you to suspect everyone.
Fucking called it! Well, I didn't call it, but I was kind of like, look at the way he's using his words. Just saying.
And not to meddle any further. The only thing that you need to know is that you're important to us. And there's no need for you to dig any deeper. Accept the importance of your role and keep your heads down. You do that and no harm will come to you.
Well, that's great for us. But what happens to all the people who aren't lucky enough to be considered sacrifices?
There's nothing you need to know that I haven't already told you. Is that clear, Fullmetal Alchemist?
you chose that as my title. I only joined the military because I thought it might help us get our bodies back. But now I know what the State Alchemist program really is. You're using it as a way to recruit your sacrifices. Well, I'm not gonna let you use me to accomplish your sick goals. I resign my title as a State Alchemist.
The symbol of a dog, fittingly crusted with blood.
Excuse me, but don't insult dogs like that. They're the most loyal creatures on the planet that can love you more than themselves. You dick.
Your plans are gonna fail. I swear on my own grave that I'm gonna stop you. I'll warn the other State Alchemists. I'll tell them.
What was that lovely young girl's name again?
Oof.
Ah, yes. It's Winry Rockbell. You're automail engineer. And you grew up with her in Risenbull as well, if I'm not mistaken. She's practically a family member, isn't she? I've heard that she's made quite a name for herself with her customers in Rush Valley. Such a sweet and trusting girl.
You stay away from her! Just leave her out of this!
Well, that's up to you. If you'd rather not take it, then I will simply have to cut her down. How thoughtful.
Sir, you don't have to worry about us, but I have to ask, if we're going to continue to serve under your watch, will you please allow us to keep searching for a way to get our original bodies back? Please, sir.
I don't see why not, as long as you don't interfere with our plans. And what do you have in mind, Colonel? You wouldn't do something so petty as to quit the military.
Good question. I'm on a short leash here, but I still find that preferable to giving up. And I still have my ambitions. Your plans don't change that. So I'll hang on to this. And I'll retain my rank, too.
That's fine with me. We have nothing more to discuss.
I would like to ask you one question, sir.
Would you now? Go ahead.
Are you the one who murdered General Hughes?
No, that was not me.
Then who did?
Colonel, I agreed to one question.
We'll be leaving now.
Just one moment, Alphonse.
Is that all?
That's all. You are now dismissed.
That was too close!
Oh, hey, Colonel. Help us out. Have you got any change?
You want my money now?
Just give it. Jeez, is that all you got, really?
It's apparently more than you've got!
Sure, whatever. See ya.
Hey!
Sorry, Colonel. We'll explain everything later.
What the hell's with them? No! The lieutenant! Lieutenant!
Oh no, the Pillarman
Is there
theme.
something troubling you, Colonel? You seem slightly discomposed.
Well, just how do you expect me to appear? I had hoped a young woman would be standing there, not a mustachioed muscle man.
Colonel?
Lieutenant!
I was getting worried. Sorry. Lieutenant Hawkeye, reporting back to post from latrine break, sir. Major Armstrong happened to be passing by. He was nice enough to watch my post for me. Thanks for everything, Major. I appreciate it.
No trouble at all.
So you didn't run off?
Someone once told me to never give up no matter what, and once was all I needed.
Just don't ever tell me you'd wished you'd run when you'd had the chance. All right?
It's too late for regrets.
I mean, I admire how practical and effective Bradley is, but I still disagree with how empathetic he is. Although, that's probably what makes him as effective as he is. because there's no piece on the chessboard he wouldn't sacrifice, nor is there a piece on the chessboard he wouldn't eat in order to secure victory.
Hello? Ed? Well, this is a surprise. You didn't break your automail again, did you?
What? No! I'm calling because...
Oof.
Is everything all right?
That telephone booth.
You noticed anything weird? Like any suspicious people following you?
Well, Ed.
What is it?
You're creeping me out.
What's creepy?
It's just... Well, it's actually pretty rare to get a call from you. And I've never heard you worry about me. This is weirder than a snowstorm during the summer.
Well, fine. Maybe I won't worry.
Thank you, Ed. Really, thank you. It means a lot.
Sure. You're certain everything's okay, right? Yeah. Okay, bye. I think she's still safe for now.
You know, it's that kind of desperate worry they're gonna manipulate you with.
Ling!
No, it's greed. Still.
What do you want?
Your pal asked me to bring this to you.
Ling did?
What?
What does it say? It's in some other language.
Yeah, it is. But he just wants you to deliver it to some girl.
Lanfan? Is this some kind of trick? Because if you follow us and try to kill her...
I've got more class than that, all right? And as a rule of thumb, I don't fight women. And another rule of mine is to never tell a lie, but hey, it's your call.
I mean, is that sexist or... And the whole not telling a lie thing. I mean, we seem to have similar values. How do you feel about small defenseless animals?
Hey, wait! Ling!
It's still greed, kid.
Fullmetal Alchemist. Fullmetal Alchemist.
Who is that godless monster? What cause would bring him to initiate a civil war and ravage an entire country?
Everyone just keeps saying Fullmetal Alchemist. I don't get it.
Who is that? Did you come from outside? I can help you if you're injured. Why don't you come down here? Is everything all right outside? It's safe to come down. The guard won't be back for a while. Let me help you with your injuries. I'm actually a doctor.
I don't know.
So you're in Ishvalan. Was your head wounded in the... You're not the one known as Scar, are you?
Tell me who you are first, and what are you doing down here?
My God! This must be fate! I'm the alchemist responsible for the extermination of your people!
It's nothing serious. Just a mild concussion.
Wait, so you're putting... This is one thing I don't understand, and we saw this in Assassination Classroom. They're putting ice on their heads to lower the temperature, but then they're putting a bedsheet over the body. Isn't that counterproductive?
She'll be fine after a few days of rest.
I'm so relieved.
Well, I'm sure as hell not. You seem to think this is a hospital. You've filled my house with patients. Where am I supposed to sleep now? Tell me that.
I'm sorry.
I'm not running a halfway house for injured
Lanfan,
young girls.
What are you doing? You shouldn't be out of bed.
The young lord, isn't he with you?
He's not, but he's still alive. I've got a message from him.
Fuck does this say? Well, that's odd. What does it say?
Lanfan?
It says he found a philosopher's stone. The young lord has saved our clan. And now we have to return to our country. We've got to get the news to our people. Where is he? Will you take me to him?
Ooh.
What's wrong? Why are you being so quiet? Has something happened to the young lord? Please talk to me, Alphonse. Where is the prince?
Well...
So what do you think of that body, Greed? Decent enough?
Ah, so you must be Wrath. Yeah, the body's great. Listen to this. It's royalty.
Wait, so... that Jesus wannabe motherfucker can copy-paste the memories of the personality in the Philosopher's Stone if he wishes, or he can wipe the slate clean and reinsert it in another body. Wow, Greed must have been a handful.
Ah, so you must be Wrath. Yeah, the body's great. Listen to this. It's royalty. The kid was a prince of Shing. The funny thing is, he let me take control. He thought I could make him emperor or something. What an ambitious little brat.
I spoke to him once about politics. His naive theories on leadership were amusing. He said a king's duty is to his people, as if the people actually mattered when ruling a country. The fool. Just look where his allegiance to the people has gotten him now. Typical human.
Shut the hell up!
Ooh.
Don't underestimate humans.
I'm sorry. Can we take a look at that face?
Typical human.
Shut the hell up! Don't underestimate humans.
That. Yes, you smell thumbnail. I smell fucking thumbnail. I'm fucking screenshotting this now so we don't lose it. 'Cause that face is a face a mother could love.
I know. He's patient, just waiting for any chance he can get. I've got to stay on my toes.
He must be starting to reconsider his ambitions. Now that he's taken a monster like you into his flesh.
I mean, it makes me wonder if that's how these Philosopher's Stones work. I mean, sure, he's just basically gonna like put a random Philosopher's Stone in you and you're gonna have to vie for control of whatever the fuck you're dealing with. Makes me wonder, would I take one? I mean, I'd like to rationalize how I would say no, but we all know I'd say yes. I mean, have you ever tried, like, offering us love power? I mean, we are the Saiyans of the Earth, as rational as we can be. We're power-hungry motherfuckers. That I cannot deny. Though, at the same time, it's that very, let's call it recklessness, that would cause problems. It's made of human souls. Well, yeah, I get it. Like, an entire city, if not a country, is absorbed in order to create such a stone. So what you would have is all those souls vying for control, and the ruling personality of the stone is either the strongest personality or a combination, a mixture of multiple personalities, from my understanding. And in a society or country, you would have some very messed up people. We're talking zero morals, possibly a few serial killers and all this sort of stuff. The question is, how much do I trust myself in being able to overpower another personality? It comes down to a battle of wills. That being said, the strongest motivation for a human is fighting for someone other than himself. So, is there something that I value more than myself on this planet? And that's a tough question. Because that's something you really gotta... You gotta really be self-aware and honest with yourself. And that's a tough one. I don't know. I just feel the sheer temptation of the ability might be too great for someone like me. And Ling could take control is Greed drops his guard, which could be interesting for someone else who is strong-willed. Or it comes down to what your own sin is. And if yours is stronger than a stone full of it. I mean... I'd say that I possess every of the sins, and every human does. I wouldn't say that I would be as wrathful as Bradley, because I don't hate everyone and everything. I do have a preference, so I can't be like lust. I am proud, but I don't have a god complex, which is what makes me think that that guy is pride. I'm lazy, but I'm not the laziest of all lazies. That being said, that's a fucking paradox that you have to be stronger-willed than the lazy. Like, what the fuck? Greed. I'm not the greediest motherfucker. Yeah, I'm not the greediest motherfucker. What else do we have? Envy. I'm not the most envious motherfucker either. I'm sort of sometimes just satisfied with what I have. What else am I? Gluttony. Well, like, I am a glutton when I go to a buffet, but I sort of check my impulse. See, going by that quick little self-assessment, I wouldn't be strong-willed enough to overpower any of the stones. Because while I do have a bit of everything, I don't have enough of it to be the personification of it. Because all of my impulses have limits. And he can't really be pride if he is the source of the stones. Yes and no. He said something interesting like, you will be my greed. You know, you will be my lust. You will be my wrath. Almost as if he is taking that particular sin out of himself and creating it into a standalone being. I don't know. That's just my hypothesis. So if there isn't a pride out there, he is technically pride. But he doesn't necessarily need to be only pride. Because in the moment he's holding the greed philosopher's stone, he is also greed until he removes it and I don't know. That's just my hypothesis. That is just my hypothesis. Ling succeeded, king of, because of how much greed he has to become emperor and to his people. But I would be like, oh, your greed is so strong that you wish to become an emperor. Really? Is that the full extent of your greed? Because I would think someone that is the personification of greed would want more than just his empire. He would want the world, and more than just the world. Sort of all of creation, you know? That's what I would consider the personification of such a sin. That being said, the stone is pretty much ruled by the strongest element of such a sin. He isn't just to be emperor, it's the power to be a strong emperor. And he won't give up what he has, no matter what. We saw when he and Lanfan fought Bradley. I thought that was more so empathy and love rather than greed. I didn't think that he was greedy that he didn't want to give up a servant. I saw it more as he cares enough about her as a person that he didn't want to lose her. Though that's just my interpretation. I mean, I'm probably wrong 9 times out of 10. Those can work with greed. This is true. This brings up so many interesting questions. Like, a lot. Hi, John. Can I have another soup? Please! Another soup, please! You're not a slave. That's why I said please. Please, may I have some more?
I need to take a shower, okay?
Okay, but may I have a soup? Grazie. It's kind of similar of how Greed was with his gang in Doubleth. Yeah, that particular Greed was very possessive. I completely agree with that one. Because he was like, I want everything. You took away my things. I want all of the things. He kind of struck me as greedy Greed. Though his memory was wiped because he was an See, he was probably the better of the Greeds because he was such a dick. I think if we look back, the first Greed, he considered his comrades to be his precious. Yes. But he saw them as his objects. He wouldn't give up even one of them. Ling wouldn't give up any of his people. That's one way to interpret greed, yeah. That's an interesting interpretation of greed. Yeah. Yeah, your will to keep someone you think as more important as what they really want. Yeah. No, you make a very valid point. This makes me think a lot. I like that. I like thinking. Thinking is good. Thinking is good.
Fuhrer Bradley is a homunculus? It can't be.
Please don't kill Armstrong. He is like one of my favorite characters. Please do not take away Armstrong. If they take away Armstrong, I'm out.
The only thing I've ever wanted to do was protect my fellow countrymen. And I'm not the only one. So many soldiers have put their trust in the military. And this is the truth.
You could resign, Major. With your disposition, I'm afraid you'll suffer otherwise.
How can we fight a war like this? It's wrong!
Major, you're disobeying an order! You're dismissed! Call Central for a replacement alchemist!
I collapsed in Ishval. I couldn't bring myself to stay and fight. The military's methods were ghastly. I could see their malignance. But still, I chose to turn away and run when I should have fought to protest their actions. That decision, it's haunted me every day since then. It makes me sick that I abandoned my beliefs. And now that I face the military again, I have to fight. I couldn't live with myself if I ran away now.
Armstrong is not only a gentle giant, but Christ's sake, and it's people like that that get the short end of the stick within society. God damn it. See, I even said he's like one of my favorite characters even before he just revealed that about himself. This genuinely hurts. And then you have someone like Fuhrer Bradley who's like, I don't give a shit about these kids. Fuck them kids. I'm just like... Well, I mean, no wonder the world is in utter disrepair and chaos when hell is empty and all the devils are here.
And how do you plan on handling all of this, Colonel?
The Fuhrer asked me that. I told him I wasn't going to quit or give up my ambitions. The Fuhrer seemed like he was downright eager to reveal his true nature as a homunculus to me. It appears he wants me to know there's someone even more powerful giving him orders. Seems they're testing me. I have to admit I'm honored.
What?
You seem surprisingly calm.
I don't know. It's just... well, it's similar to how I felt during the battle with Lust. I've been called a human weapon and a monster. Maybe I deserve it, but I can tell you this much.
Lust doesn't have to be physical, does it? It can be a lust for something. Like a lust for combat. The lust of power. The lust of something. It really makes you think about the deadly sins in a much more abstract way than a simple, I like sex, you know, sort of thing.
I never feel more human than when I'm fighting real monsters.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I see. He accepted the stone and let the beast take control.
Oh yeah, he's got a lust of combat. He probably has a combat boner. Makes you think about how broad the sins really are. Indeed. Hachan, if you're a sin, which is a very bad thing, which would you be? Give me. Why are you taking your clothes off?
Because this looks like pajama. I mean, this is more pajama.
But yeah, we're wearing a Minnie Mouse. So, Hachan, if like, they have different sins. They call them bad things. You know, you can be...
Sin.
Sin is something like a bad thing, like being too angry or violent, being greedy, liking something too much, being too lazy, being too proud and arrogant, those type of things. If you were one of these bad things, which would you be?
Angry one, or sorry, what? Oh, I wasn't listening much. Say that again. Angry or?
There's angry. There's the one that's too greedy. There's the one that's too proud or arrogant. There's one that's how do you say lust? One that likes something too much. It doesn't have to be sex or something. It can also be
so
like...
it's all bad things.
Yes, all very bad things. Which would you be? Which is like your worst bad thing?
Me?
Yes, you.
For me or myself?
Isn't that like the same... Oh, you mean what you think is the worst one? No, no. Which one are you?
Me?
Yeah, you.
So myself?
Yes, you.
I don't know. You tell me.
That's a trick question. I can't answer it for you. You gotta answer it for yourself.
I don't know. I don't think I'm any of that.
Really? Really?
No, I don't think I would be angry. I don't think I would be too greedy.
Okay, so not angry or greedy. Come on.
What are the other ones?
You have something which is too arrogant or proud.
No.
You have one which is very lazy.
No.
I wouldn't say you're lazy. I'm more lazy than you are. What else do we have? Guys, what else do we have? We have
I think, I don't know if maybe angry? What? Envy.
Oh yes, are you ever like jealous, or you want something other people have, or you want something that you don't have?
Not much.
Like a bigger ass or bigger boobs or something like that?
What's a sloth?
Sloth is like very lazy. Or don't feel motivated.
What's lust?
Lust is like, people say it's like physical, like slutty, or you like things too much.
No. What about wrath?
Wrath is anger or hate.
No.
Pride is like when you like yourself too much, or you
Why
think
are you talking about this?
Oh, it's just in the anime. And gluttony is when you like too much of something, like eating too much food or...
Oh. I think that might be it. I eat
Really?
a lot
Says
of
the
food.
little skinny girl.
Yeah, but I eat a lot.
You eat more than me.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that explains it. She's definitely gluttony.
Well, we go
Her
to
tummy,
the
her tummy is bigger than here. Her tummy is like a giant world.
Okay, I'm taking a shower.
Ding, 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 we have gluttony. That explains why she can eat so much. You knew that I am disabled and I have hearing problems since I was 5 years old. The truth, uncle, so I use hearing aid to listen better and have noise cancelling. Then when they yell at me, I do not hear the scream. But if I listen when they talk to me. Huh. Careful, Hacham, we're on wide. Okay, continuing. I know I'm always greedy, so I accept that I would be seen as greed. Fair enough. It looks like Hachan is gluttony. We all have at least a small amount, Hachan. Oh, it's so cute. Hachan thinks she's a perfect person. She's not. She looks insulted, but really she's not.
Fine, and tell me what I am.
We said you're gluttony. You're the one that likes to eat a lot.
Yeah, so?
So that's your sin. You're gluttony. You like food so much. You just want to eat all of the food. And you never get fat. So you just keep eating more. Yeah. Like, you're gluttony. It's settled, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry. I wish we could have stopped him.
Don't apologize. I'm only upset with myself for being unable to protect him. But the prince... he's not gone. He's just trapped inside of this greed creature, right? I need your help. I want a new arm. As soon as possible.
Are you sure? You haven't healed yet.
I need an automail engineer now. Please help me.
Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope. Well, how can I deny you anything with those puppy dog eyes?
I'll introduce you soon, but you need to get your strength back first.
Real question. Have they let the little girl out of his armor? Because, like, she needs to eat.
I'll ask Dr. Knox to make you some food.
Oh,
I don't think you should be up yet. It's, Mei Cheng, right?
Mei?
What?
What's going on?
You're a watchdog for the Yao clan.
I know you too. You're the Cheng heiress.
Very good. I'm the 17th daughter, Princess Mei Cheng.
I also know why you're in this country. To obtain immortality.
Too bad you won't live to see me get it.
You won't even leave this room, princess.
Hey, just hold on a minute. I don't know what this is about, but you can't fight like this.
Quit trying to interfere with the affairs of our country!
My wounds aren't going to slow me down.
Is that so? Well, neither will mine.
What the hell do you two think you're doing? You're supposed to be resting in bed.
Quit trying to interfere with the affairs of
I don't care about the affairs of your country, dumbass! Jeez. It doesn't matter where you're from. You're both my patients. You're not planning on making an even larger mess around here, are you? Huh? Because if you do, you might release an unknown pathogen from the floorboards and kill everyone in the house.
The funny part is, everyone knows it might be true, because he doesn't have a woman in the house to help him clean. Did I just make a sexist joke because the doctor put 2 women in their place? I don't know. Is implying that women have a place sexist? It might be.
How could it get messier in here? I wonder how long it's been since he bothered cleaning. Huh? I found this on the floor.
Huh? So that's where it's been all this time.
You're gonna pretend to be offended.
Hey, you can't throw away a family picture.
I don't speak to my wife and son. What's the big deal? And who are you to decide what I do with my own stuff?
I mean, I throw away my kid pictures.
Why don't you go get some coffee or something?
Oh my god, someone that drinks coffee. Thank
Thanks
Christ.
for taking the time to come by. I'm actually surprised you came. I was honestly starting to get a little worried.
It worked. I'm able to use my alchemy again.
Is this his 9 to 5? Does he at least get paid?
Hey, very nicely done up there. That takes care of all of our repairs for the day.
Yeah, you can always rely on a state alchemist. These other alchemists around here just can't compare. You should have seen those guys. We had a couple of local alchemists helping us with repairs this morning. All they really ended up doing was looking foolish, though.
They came strolling in here like they were the very best, and the next thing you know, their alchemy wouldn't work.
He said this morning. That was when we were underground.
Mr. Alchemist! Thanks again!
Seriously, what is that decoration?
Thank you.
I mean, if it makes you feel better that we're
told me
suffering.
they're just mindless energy. But I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me. Which means I'm not fully convinced. Snap out of it. I've got bigger things to be concerned with. The alchemy. If those guys were right, then we weren't the only ones who couldn't transmute this morning. If so, how come Scar and that little girl were able to use theirs? What does that mean? Could their alchemy be different from ours? That's the only thing that makes sense. I'm gonna have to make him teach it to me somehow. Maybe I can use it to get Al's body back and take down that bearded bastard. Oh yeah, I've got to get this to the lieutenant.
Alchemy made in China. Are you saying that Chinese alchemy is a cheap knockoff? You racist? I didn't think this girl was an heiress. That emperor really did impregnate, like, a girl in every village. He's trying to be Genghis Khan. Except Genghis Khan, like, kicked China's ass for a good while. That's a big fucking alchemist circle. Oh! Is Gluttony coming back? Why'd you kill yourself? I mean, he was just asking for death, so like, I mean, he was asking you to kill him, and you're threatening to kill him if he doesn't tell you what you want to know. I think you have this mixed up. You want to threaten to not kill him. I mean, right? Wow, so we're really getting into the thick of Fullmetal Alchemist, where we're going to start questioning our very system of morality, difference of right and wrong, and what we consider to be a sin and a natural human impulse. Well, that got very fucking deep. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Yes, this is how deep the anime is becoming at episode 30. I mean, it's really good. It's really good. Apart from being entertaining, it's really good on multiple levels. I'm laughing, I'm thinking, I'm worrying, I'm hoping for the best, I'm going through that whole emotional cocktail of things. I'm enjoying the ride. Every episode makes me want to watch the next episode. Every episode feels like it's building on top of the previous. None of the episodes feel like they're just fluff. Every episode has purpose. The characters are well built. I mean, a fucking amazing anime. Wrath, Latin, ira, can be defined as uncontrolled feelings of anger, rage, and even hatred. Wrath often reveals itself in the wish to seek vengeance. In its purest form, wrath presents with injury, violence, and hate that may provoke feuds that go on for centuries. That sounds about right. Yeah. Wrath is very cyclical in nature. It's a fire that just keeps burning. I think you're on point with Wrath, and I think we'll definitely get into the discussion of the deadly sins in more than the base form. I think I've been looking at them in a very literal form up until now, which is a very I don't want to say basic level, but I would say a very naive level, mostly because I've never sort of been challenged to think about them in a more broad context. And this is something that this anime is doing. It's giving them context and expanding on something that I already had a little bit of an interest in, you know, growing up in a Christian high school and everything. The only episode I don't like is the interlude party, and that's mostly because I don't like recaps, and I feel like it gave away Hohenheim and Father being different people in an episode before the reveal. In other words, King Bradley, the ever-burning flame. I agree with you on that one, Frick. At the same time, by the end of the recap episode, I didn't know if there were different people or if there were one person, but I completely agree with you on the recap and giving away more than they should have. Had they kept it strictly to the events that previously happened and not included the sequences about, what's his name? I've already forgotten his name because I'm horrible with names. Hohenheim. I think it would have been a good recap episode. I think it's appropriate to have a recap episode at that point, especially if these episodes are coming out once a week. Because if this is coming out once a week and we're at the interlude party came on week 27, that's more than half a year. That's literally like half a year, 6 months. And I think at the 6-month mark, it makes sense to have a little bit of a recap to make sure everyone is sort of has all these key points at the front of their mind before this big plot, I don't want to say plot dump, but like dense plot thing happens. Interlude Party is with episode 1, the only Brotherhood original episode. It makes sense. It makes sense. I could sort of see why they did it, but for us who are watching like 2-3 episodes a week, and this is probably like what, week 8 or week 9, we don't necessarily need the interlude. Whereas if this was week 27, we would. But I completely agree with you. It was unnecessary to sort of reveal that they're two separate people, but I think there was enough sort of confusion in there for us to question whether they are two separate people or whether the guy is just tripping balls on acid in a forest. But if you need to recap, you could just rewatch the show. I mean, you could, but a lot of anime prior to being available on, you know, DVD and VHS were broadcast on a TV station. So not everyone had that opportunity. Does Hachon want to say something?
No.
Does Hachon want to kick me off?
No. I'm just here.
Hachon's just there. Little gluttony Hachon.
Gluttony.
The never-ending hunger for food and sleep. See, gluttony could be more than just food, couldn't it? Yeah. See, I'm gonna be observing Hutchin for the next week. Famine. She isn't kicking us off. It's 11, so I need to sleep because in less than 8 hours I will wake up for work. So I definitely need to sleep so I don't collapse. So thank you guys for this 5 and something hour binge of anime. It's been a good one. I will do my absolute best to grind some of those supports for next week for Fire Emblem. I just needed a bit of anime to sort of chill me out, and I'm chill as a cucumber now. I'm going to sleep like a baby. I thank those of you that are staying up very late or very early to watch. A lot of regular faces, a lot of new faces. Welcome to all the new people. Welcome back to all the regular people. For all the new people, I hope you're a member of the Discord group. If you scroll down, you can join. That's where we hang out when we're not live streaming. Otherwise, we have the gaming channel where we upload the LPs. We have the reaction channel where we upload the reactions. And we have the Patreon where we upload any of the reactions that can't make it to YouTube because of copyright claims. Because YouTube is YouTube. So I hope to see you next week. I'll see you on Discord in the meantime. And until then, Nijikuma out. Bye.
Hey, did I hand you a shrinking potion by accident? I could have sworn that was the gender swapping one.
Don't be hating. She's fun size, that's all. She doesn't even have to get on her knees to blow.
You want to add anything to that conversation?
Nope, I'm good. In fact, I think your new size makes you an even more formidable and stealthy ninja.